I was able to learn about the assessments through the Olathe School District. 6 of them that I learned about were used on a 3rd grader. The 6 that were used, the intelligent tests, were the WISC-5, the WJ4-COG. The academic assessments used were the WJ4-ACH, the WIAT-3. The social emotional assessment used was the BASC-3, and the language assessment used was the CELF-5. The WISC-5, there are 3 different tests for different age levels. Each comprise 2 areas, verbal and performance. The verbal section assesses auditory and vocal tasks, and the performance areas examine visual, vocal, and visual motor tasks. The reliability scores reported were derived using 3 methods: internal consistency, test-retest stability, and inner score agreement. The validity was structured around the standards, which reflect Messick's 1995 Unified Validity Theory that prescribes evidence based on test content. The student scored mostly low average and some average. The WJ4-COG measures general intellectual ability, specific cognitive abilities, scholastic aptitude, oral language, and academic achievement. The reliability speeded test rate-based metric, the non-speed test used the split half procedure, and composite test used the Moir's 1943 formula. The validity, representatives of the test content, process, and construct coverage, developmental patterns of the test ability clusters, internal structure and relations within the test, and performance clinical samples on the test measures. The student scored mostly low average and 1 area of average. The WIAT-3, it measures listening, speaking, reading, writing, and mathematical skills. It's used to identify the academic strength and weaknesses of a student. The reliability, internal consistency scores were calculated using split half. The validity, an extensive review of current literature and consultation with experts within the field. The student scored 1 area low average and 3 areas average. The WJ4-ACH is a broad scope assessment system used for individual evaluation of academic achievement. It includes 20 tests for measuring 4 broad academic domains: reading, written language, mathematics, and academic knowledge. The reliability speeded test rate based metric non-speed test used the split half procedure, and composite test used the Moir's 1943 formula. The validity, representatives of the test content, process, and construct coverage. The internal structure and relations within the test, and performance clinical samples on the test measures. The student scored low average. The BASC-3 is a multi-method, multi-dimension system used to evaluate the behavior, self-perceptions of children and young adults aged 2 to 25. The reliability I was unable to find. The validity has the F index, which measures the respondent's tendency to excessively negative about the child's behavior. Self-perception perceptions or emotions. The L index, which measures the child's tendency to give extremely positive picture of himself or herself. The V index, which is made up of the 3 or 4 non-essential or highly implausible statements. The consistency index, which flags cases in which the respondent has given different responses to items that would be similar. And response pattern index, which detects 2 types of response patterning, repeated and cynical. The student scored very low to average in different areas. And the last test, the CELF-5, the clinical evaluation of language fundamentals, was designed to assess a student's language and communication skills in a variety of contexts, determine the presence of a language disorder, describe the nature of the language disorder, and plan for intervention or treatment. The reliability, internal consistency, estimates how consistently the items of the test measure one construct. Split half method, correlation between the total scores of 2 half tests, test-retest stability, correlation between test and retest scores. Time interval between the test and retest is as short as possible. The validity was literature review, users' feedback, and expert review. The student scored very low. I have learned a lot about all of these assessments. Thank you.